Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's number one at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiate.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiate.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, are amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world, follow their dreams, and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic serving institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic serving institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
A ticket to March Madness is punched in February. We are at the Arc Arena for the 2025-26 CUNYAC Women's Basketball Final, featuring the second-seeded Hunter Hawks and the top-seeded Brooklyn Bulldogs. We welcome you courtside. She's Crystal Stone. I'm John Perez. It's a rematch in the making, Crystal, with two teams that were headed for this final game. Brooklyn looks for their 6th CUNYAC title in a row. Hunter, the last team to knock off Brooklyn in this game.
Yeah, John, this rematch was bound to happen. Both of these teams have been 1 and 2 in the conference all season long, but Brooklyn has set the standard in the CUNYAC. They've won 5 straight titles, and they went undefeated in conference play this season. Now, Hunter comes back reloaded and hungry for revenge, but the challenge is Hunter hasn't beaten Brooklyn in 4 straight games. So if the Hawks really want to put an end to this dynasty, they have to figure out a way to get over the hump tonight.
Yeah, the Hawks last year had the top seed, but they lost at home, even though it's a neutral site game. Hunter losing on their own floor. But what about 2025-26? Well, here's the season recap, or excuse me, the bracket and how we got here. And when it comes to Hunter, the number 2 seed, knocking off Lehman, a little bit of a scare. Brooklyn takes care of John Jay. And when it comes to Hunter and what they've been able to do this year, Alexa Charles leading the charge, 19 wins, leading the conference in field goal percentage, and they take care of the Rock.
Yeah, absolutely. Alexa Charles is not only the number 1 player in Division III. She's in a class of her own, an all-time CUNYAC leading scorer, averaging 31 points per game. And she's just as dominant defensively, leading the nation in steals. So for Brooklyn, containing Charles has to be the number 1 priority. And that's where Gianna Henriquez is so important. At 6'4", she's a premier presence in the post, averaging 10 points and 9 rebounds per game. Together, her and Charles give Hunter a dynamic front court, back court balance.
Okay, so that's Hunter. On the other side for Brooklyn, they're like a Fortune 500 company. They just run themselves at this point. 23 wins, 4th time since 1920 that they were undefeated in CUNYAC play. How about this? They've been in this title game 12 of the last 13 seasons, a model of consistency, and they're going to be led by 2 players. It's CUNYAC first-teamer Brianna Jackson and Anna Ketch.
Yeah, Brianna Jackson is the CEO of that Fortune 500 company. She runs the show for Brooklyn. She's a true floor general, reads the court really well, and not only is she the team's leading scorer, she's the conference leader in assists. And Ketch is a walking double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds per game. You can expect her to make a major impact on the glass tonight.
It should be a fun one. Brooklyn looking to keep things rolling. Hunter trying to pull the upset. She's Crystal Stone. I'm John Perez. We're excited for this one. And we'll have starting lineups and tip-off when we come back.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the number 1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's number 1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together,
Welcome you back to Baruch. It is Brooklyn and Hunter for the CUNYAC title. And before they introduce the starting lineups, Brooklyn, the regular season champs, as they should be honored before the game and how it's going to kick off. But Brooklyn has been the model program for the last half decade.
Yeah, 5 straight championships, and they've been able to do it with 2 different coaches recently, Alex Lane and then former player Megan Campbell taking over a couple of years ago, back-to-back championships for her. And to see this program and how it's been able to continue and sustain a high level of excellence is just so remarkable, especially here in the CUNYAC.
17 wins a year ago. They were the 2 seed, but the CUNYAC champions. Megan Campbell now in her 3rd season, continuing to pick up right where Alex Lang left off. And Brooklyn looking to add a little more hardware after today. And so that is the Brooklyn Bulldogs. On the other side for the Hunter Hawks, let's meet their starting 5, led by head coach John Garrett, as Alexa Charles and Makeda Murray, Mia Fuller and Kennedy DeRoy, along with Gianna Henriquez. And on the other side for Brooklyn, we mentioned Brianna Jackson. Dior Dorsey was the tournament MVP last year. Aaliyah McCalla, Anna Kitch, and Shaylee Quezada. It's Brooklyn, it's Hunter. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we should have on-court starting lineups and tip-off here in the CUNYAC Women's Basketball Final.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSN.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
We're back here at Baruch. Let's meet the visiting Hunter Hawks, and we'll send it down to our PA announcer, Joe Trabuzio. What a transfer Gianna Henriquez has been for their Hunter Hawks, and looking to be the difference maker today as they try and knock off Goliath. And here is the starting 5 for the Brooklyn Bulldogs. So as we get ready, Crystal, for tonight's game, it should be noted that we've got a fun CUNYAC schedule coming up as well in championships. And for all the fans out there, after this weekend, if you got some time, one of the best events I always think are the track and field events. They'll be taking place Sunday night at the Armory and then in the outdoor. Hopefully the weather will be better. A 9 a.m. start. Can't go wrong. Men's tennis and then softball and baseball, as well as the men's volleyball championship at Hunter College. So that is the slate for the remaining championships this year. And what a great atmosphere that the CUNY Athletic Conference has put on so far this championship year.
Absolutely. And you can look at this gym. It's absolutely packed. Folks have come out to watch the women play and put on a show tonight. And history will be made tonight. Either way, Brooklyn will win a 6th straight title, and Hunter will get another one for the first time since 2019. So we're going to have a really good show between two really good teams in the CUNYAC.
There's Megan Campbell in her 3rd season. Did not win as a player, but the man behind her in the beard did, Alex Lang, who recruited her. And Megan Campbell wasn't sure if she was going to come to Brooklyn College, but she said it's been the best decision of her life. Meanwhile, on the other side, John Garrett in his 11th season, trying to knock off Brooklyn. This is the 25-26 women's basketball final, and Brooklyn controls the opening tip. Officials today, crew chief is Laura Isabel, along with Megan Dahlman and Carlos Alvarez. Drive to the cup is Dior Dorsey. She's disrupted. And Kennedy DeRoy averaging 4 rebounds a game with the board.
If you're Hunter right now, what they want to do is pay attention to their transition offense. Getting the rebound was great there. And getting back in transition and setting up a play is what they want to do time in and time out. And if you're Brooklyn, you have to do your best to try to stop Alexa Charles. She's averaging 31 points per game, but Brooklyn has done the best in the conference when it comes to slowing Charles down, holding her to 21 points and 25 points, respectively, in their regular season matchups. With John, that sounds insane. That 25 points is a low number for Charles, but that's just how explosive she is as a scorer.
Well, it gets even lower. Career against Brooklyn, 21.8 points per game, which most players would take no problem. Anna Kitch can't finish underneath. Quesada battling with Henriquez for the rebounds, and it'll be Hunter possession. Brooklyn took the 2 meetings in the regular season, a 66-59 win at the Hawks Nest, and then on senior night, a 68-54 victory over Hunter as loose ball at half court. Mia Fuller, the CSI transfer, trying to scoop it up, and Leah McCullough gets in front of her. McCullough, one of 5 freshmen on this Brooklyn squad, as it finds its way out to Quesada, the transfer from Medgar Evers, and she can't connect on a jumper. It was a tough day at the office last year for Alexa Charles. She went 7 of 17 from the field, but was only limited to 2 3-point attempts. Brooklyn really disrupted her, and she's trying to go down as one of the all-time greats, but also add a title to her ledger.
Yeah, and that 3-point shooting is something that she started to work on in the offseason. She was just shooting around 20% last season. She's up to 32 now, and that's second best in the conference as Hunter gets his first basket of the night.
That's Makeda Murray, 9 points, 5 rebounds. And that's got to feel good for her after a tough semifinal against Lehman, where she didn't hit a single field goal. All 9 points came from the free throw line.
Yeah, but she's really scrappy, and she matches up with the best wing player or whoever she's playing against. She's a true workhorse for this team and one of the longest tenured players. This is her 4th season.
Gianna Henriquez with the active hands, causing the turnover. And here's Mia Fuller. Drive underneath. Dury can't finish. And Quesada the rebound. Quesada's been a missing piece for Brooklyn, at least down low. Here's Dior Dorsey, kicks it out to the corner. McCullough fires a 3. Not that time. Long rebound and an extra possession for the Bulldogs. Something they do so well. The leading rebounders in the conference.
And they're going against the second leading rebounding team in Hunter.
Quesada catch and shoot money. Well, Shelly Quesada started her career at Medgar Evers, and she's averaging 8 points a game for Brooklyn and trying to keep the tradition going.
And that play all started with that offensive rebound, getting that second chance opportunity. Quesada turns and shoots, knocks it down.
Alexa Charles double teamed. We'll be saying that a lot tonight. Henriquez working on Kitch, up and under. Henriquez trying to collect her own miss, and Quesada whacks it away. Dury to the ground, and we'll get our first foul of the evening. It'll go on Dury, her first.
seeing the bodies fly around. I mean, we're talking about the number one offense, number one defense going against the second offense and second best defense in the conference. These are two the best teams that we've seen all season long. And looking at the score right now, it's even, but Brooklyn's off to a little bit of a slow start, which is reminiscent of the regular season finale where Hunter had an 8-2 lead in the first quarter, but Brooklyn was able to turn it around in just the opening minutes.
Bulldogs go one and done. They're 1 of 6 from the field to start off the contest. Dury catch and shoot short. Good box out by Kitch, textbook.
Yeah, and she's one of the best in the conference when it comes to rebounding, 4th in the conference, and she's the top rebounder for the Bulldogs.
Brianna Jackson, the team's leading scorer at 12 points per game. That's the thing with Brooklyn. They don't have a 30-point scorer or even a 20-point scorer or even a 15-point scorer. Jackson gets walled off. Fadeaway jumper short. Dorsey fighting for the offensive rebound. Finds its way to Quesada. Kitch with some space. Can't drain it. And another long rebound. Jackson fires from deep. Not there. Out of bounds. And it'll stay with Brooklyn.
Not a clean sequence there. A lot of offensive rebounds. But the good thing is that those offensive rebounds led to second chance opportunities. And so if the shots aren't going down right now, early, they'll eventually start catching fire soon enough.
Spoke to John Garrett on the phone earlier this week, and he said it's simple. We've got to rebound. And that's going to drive you mad if you can't secure those rebounds. Another long rebound attempt. Charles pokes it away, and Alexa Charles puts her name into the CUNYAC final with the first 2 points of the night.
Folks, you are in for a show tonight. She's the CUNYAC all-time leading scorer, and that's what she does best. She leads the nation in steals as well, and she is deadly in transition, and you can see it right there.
Broke the record that Mia Castillo, who played on this floor for the Baruch Bearcats and graduated a year ago. And Charles, the one thing that she's missing is a CUNYAC title. There's the steal. Here's Makeda Murray. Hunter doesn't have the numbers, and Murray overshoots her target. And the Hawks give it away for the 4th time in the quarter.
Most certainly, Garrett had a message to his team to come out aggressive and come out fast as well, because they're getting their hands in the passing lanes. They're disrupting Brooklyn's defense. It's the reason why they're up by 2 right now. But that 2 points is a long 2 because they're controlling the possessions on both sides of the floor.
Brooklyn 1 of 10 from the field, make it 11, and Dury crashes the boards. Mia Fuller matched up with Mia Daniel, who was thrown into the starting lineup last year due to all the injuries that Brooklyn had. Here's Charles, has the door pulled out from her. 8 to shoot, Henriquez to Dury, straight on 3, bullseye. Hunter converts, and they go up 5.
A nice knockdown shot right there by Dury. Good find by Henriquez. What's beautiful about Henriquez is she's a big girl. She's 6'4", and she's a great post player, but she's also a really good passer. So finding Dury for that 3-point shot is a great way to get this offense off the board.
Henriquez playing it down low. Started her career at Queens College. Didn't really work out for her, but she's found a home for Hunter as Dior Dorsey nets her first 2 points of the night. And now taken back by Brooklyn. Dorsey. Off to Jackson, the triple threat spot. Off the screen of 3. Money. And we're tied. That's what Brianna Jackson can do so well. Brooklyn knocked in 14 threes against John Jay towards the end of the regular season. That was a season high. And Jackson, a big reason for that, she drained 6 of them.
And she's the team's leading scorer, and she is showing off her scoring ability tonight. And what also made that play so good is that they were able to get that offensive rebound and get a turnover as Hunter responds. But the thing that Brooklyn did in that last regular season finale is that they were able to quickly get those turnovers on the inbound and get back into the game.
Henriquez with the rejection, stays with Brooklyn. Kitch underneath, throws it up, doesn't get the roll, collects her own miss, and then goes to the floor, a tie-up. And possession arrow will give it to the Hawks. There were 4 Hunter Hawks planted underneath the basket, and they got bailed out by the possession arrow. John Garrett's going to go to his bench. He told Sophie Stratton, who comes in, play some defense. One of the more candid coaches in CUNY Athletic Conference. Today, McMullen checks in for Brooklyn.
Stratton is one of the first options off the bench for.
Here's Fuller. Gets it off to Murray with some space, a three. Can't sink it. The ball rolls out of bounds, and Brooklyn will take over. So a Hunter team that is third in the conference in three-point percentage, but 26%. Threes have been down over the last couple of years, and it's always interesting. You speak to coaches, and when you look at the higher professional levels, the three is really part of the arsenal. But you get players, they have to develop their three-point shot, and there's just not enough time to do so over the course of the year. You either make them or you don't.
That's true, but the great thing is that if you have one or two that can knock some down, like Brianna Jackson for Brooklyn and Alexa Charles for Hunter.
And Dior Dorsey for Brooklyn.
That's right, Dior Dorsey, add her name to the list. You just need one or two players that can be dependable beyond the arc, and that gives your team a shot.
First lead of the night for the Bulldogs. Stratton gets it over to Fuller. Enriquez, extra pass. Charles, good fake. Drives to the basket. Floater, no good. And McMullen snatches the board. 9 rebounds against John Jay in the semifinal leads to a run out. Fuller deflected it for a moment, but Kitch is able to convert.
Good job right there by Kitch, who fights off the deflection, turns and gets it inside. Brooklyn doing a really good job in transition right now.
Underneath, here's Henriquez trying to use the size advantage, and she rolls it in.
Yeah, Henriquez is really taking on more scoring in her second season with Hunter, and she's really tough when she gets the ball inside. She's really hard to stop.
Tallest player on the floor most nights as Jackson pops in the J. And the offense starting to open up for both sides. Thrown away again. Here's Jackson. Jackson, nice blow by. And the lay-in.
This is what Brooklyn does best. They take advantage of those forced turnovers and turn them into points.
5 points off turnovers for the Bulldogs as Sophie Stratton trying to work on McMullen. Reverse layup is off the mark. And here's Jackson.
And speaking of those points off turnovers, Brooklyn leads the way with 37 points off of turnovers on average this season.
Enriquez swats it away, out of bounds, 18 to shoot. Subs on both sides. Juanhua Peng comes on for Hunter, and Paulina Bonilla makes her debut. On the other side for Brooklyn, it's Adonalua Akinduye from Benjamin Banneker in the PSAL. Jackson from the wing, catch and shoot. Bullseye! Hot start for Brianna Jackson. Another jumper, she's got 10.
Yeah, she's throwing some tough tenacity tonight at 5'6" to get that three-pointer up. She's ready to play tonight.
Stratton throws it up, can't bank it in. Bonilla couldn't secure it. And Akinduye racing into the front court. Almost identical shot clock and game shot. Charles deflects it into the backcourt, out of bounds, and a little restart for Brooklyn.
Speaking of Akinduye, she really paced Brooklyn in the semifinal against John Jay. She had 10 points. She was leading the team with 10 points in the first half, and she really set the tone for Brooklyn as Brooklyn went on to dominate John Jay to reach the championship game.
Couple of big steals, had 29 turnovers. Is what their defense forced. Charles to the deck with Jackson. Megan Campbell trying to call a timeout. And Brooklyn calls a timeout. Let's keep it here. And so, Crystal, it's a 7-0 run for Brooklyn. A quick 30-second timeout. When it comes to Brooklyn, what do you want to see drawn up here?
What I want to see drawn up for Brooklyn is taking their time and finding an open shot, slowing down just a little bit. I mean, they're such a fast team, but you see these bodies are colliding right now. So just a little bit more setting up an offensive set for themselves to knock down these shots. I mean, they're doing such a good job right now. They've been able to pull this out. They got off to a slow start, but what really helps them is their defense. It's smothering, it's punishing, it's unrelenting.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at the three-point shooting. Brianna Jackson having herself a quarter. 10 points, a couple of threes with some good space.
Yeah, being able to do that with hands in her face. She's one of the best three-pointers in the conference and top scorer for this Brooklyn team. I mean, she is the one who facilitates this offense. She reads the court so well, and Megan Campbell says she has such a high IQ and is showing off already.
Audrey Woldvogel comes in for the final 12 seconds, launches it down the floor. Stratton taps it away, out of bounds, and Brooklyn with better field position. And 9.5 seconds to go.
And you're seeing on both sides of the court, offense is really hard to come by in this game because you're looking at the top two defenses in this conference as well.
There's Anna Kitch matched up with Stratton. Loses the handle, tie up. And it's coming the other way. No, never mind. It should go the other way. Possession arrow staying with Brooklyn. Boy, Hunter's got to be feeling, what can they do to get possession? Trying to lock down the final 5 seconds. Akinduye, good defense from Peng. Akinduye doesn't get the shot off. It'll be a shot clock violation, or maybe it won't be. And that is the end of the first quarter. But Brooklyn, led by Brianna Jackson's 10 points, takes a 19-11 lead. Going to the break here at Baruch.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Start of the second quarter, Brooklyn with a 19-11 lead. There's Megan Campbell. She's got to be satisfied with the effort from her team on the glass, but also on the 50-50 balls.
Yeah, the way that Brooklyn was able to turn around a little bit of a slow start to get back into this one, leaning on their defense and leaning on their depth. Their depth is their strongest weapon. They just keep coming at you, right? And so they also have such a punishing defense. It's very sticky, as we see right there. It's really disrupting the rhythm, any type of offensive rhythm for Hunter.
6 turnovers for Hunter. That's -4. And Brooklyn +3 on the glass, including 6 offensive rebounds. Teams even at 6 points apiece in the paint. But Brianna Jackson, the three-point shooting of Brooklyn, the differentiator. Jackson's got a couple of threes, and Dior Dorsey has a triple. And the jumper falls. That's Wanhua Peng, the junior from Francis Lewis, had 6 points in the semifinal against Lehman.
And that was a great move right there by Penn, just driving it inside and finding an opportunity.
Dorsey disrupted. Dury picks up the loose chains. Outlets up ahead. Charles goes to save it, but goes out of bounds. Second time that Dury overshot Charles, who was charging down the court.
I mean, those are 2 easy buckets that we've seen that Hunter could have made there in transition, but that should be a wake-up call to Brooklyn. Like, how fast Alexa Charles, and it's usually Alexa Charles that's back at the other end of the court trying to put up the easy layup. So they have to find a way to slow her down and match with her in transition.
Megan Campbell reinserts her starters as Shelly Quesada from the mid-range. In the post, Kitch with Dury. Too strong. Henriquez cleans it up. Gianna Henriquez in the first half. 4 points, now 3 rebounds.
She's 5th in the conference in rebounding, and it's so pivotal in a game like this.
CUNYAC first team selection as Peng gets blocked, and Jackson weaving. Drops it off. Quesada over Drake, too strong. And Peng the rebound. Good redemption from Peng after getting her shot blocked. Allie Drake in third gear. Steps on the brakes. Charles inside. She's fouled. And Alexa Charles will head to the free throw line. Foul will go to Dior Dorsey. It's the first team foul of the game for Brooklyn.
Allie Drake takes to the bench, but a really good thing for Hunter is that when Drake and Penn are off or on the court, they are really good options off the bench for them. And so it sustains the whatever success that Hunter is having. The two of those bench players are able to sustain. Now, the opposite side, Brooklyn, I mean, they have such a deep bench. So Mecca Campbell has so many more options, but the two options for Hunter and Stratton and Drake are giving it all they got and paying as well.
Alexa Charles was the co-player of the year last year, then secured the honor for her own right this year. Hits the second free throw. Cut the lead down to 5. Jackson doubled. Or McCalla doubled, excuse me. They want to double Jackson, who misses on the 3. And Peng the rebound. This has been building for Hunter each of the last 2 years. 21 wins a year ago. Here's the drive. Peng the pull-up. No good. Jackson saves it. Kitch has it. Here's Dior Dorsey driving on Dury. Coughs it up. Turnover.
That's a close call right there for Dorsey, getting called for the offensive foul. But, I mean, it just shows how fast this team is in transition, and that's one way to slow them down. Get some bodies on them when they're racing down the court.
Loose ball. Dorsey flips it up. Kitch is there, and Brooklyn gets possession back. Catch and shoot, and that's good for Dorsey. Second jumper for Dior, and Brooklyn back up 7.
Dior is just absolutely lethal in the mid-range. You cannot leave her wide open like that. Brooklyn or Hunter really has to be careful.
Here's Alexa Charles. Thought about firing. Drives inside. Rejected. Quesada. Second opportunity. Dury nails the baby jumper.
Great eyes there by Dury to catch it on the deflection and put it right back up. Five on the board for Dury.
McCalla and Fuller. Dorsey looking to get hot. Shake and bake. Can't get the jumper, and Enriquez grabs the board.
We're starting to see the tempo slow down a little bit for both teams. Both teams are getting to the half court and setting up an offensive set.
Touch foul on McCalla, her first, team second.
And, John, if I were them, I wouldn't blame them. I mean, you're going full speed like a track meet the whole game. It's hard to sustain that. So to see this game slow down and both teams taking advantage of controlling the tempo, it's all about who's going to find some more success with the tempo slowed down here.
Both coaches were lauding the depth that they have, too, which they can roll about 9 deep each. But in a championship game, you might not be afforded that opportunity. As Charles misses the jumper, run out. Dorsey, off her foot, out of bounds. And so Hunter getting some stops in the defense, stepping up to begin the second quarter.
And once again, you saw that body on Dorsey in transition. I mean, that has to be the formula that is working for Garrett as a coach. Is get a body on whoever's running down the court, just get it right in front of her. You either take a charge or you cause a turnover.
Charles, the pull-up, no good. Enriquez keeping the possession alive. Skyhook banks it in.
What a beautiful putback right there by Enriquez. Turns, shoots, spins, and finds the back of the glass.
7-2 run for Hunter to start the second. Dorsey over, Enriquez, no. Tapped out, Dorsey's there. Kitch in the post. Enriquez with the denial. You could see how much of a difference Enriquez makes to the interior defense of Hunter.
Yeah, she's the tallest player on the court right now at 6'4". She's second in the conference in blocks. That's where she is absolutely successful. I mean, just the IQ that she has when she's underneath the basket is just so impressive to watch.
Megan Campbell's going to bring in some size. Ariel Williams The freshman forward at 5'11" comes on. Daniel, the sophomore, returns and coughs it up. 6th turnover for the Bulldogs. Fuller. Here's Enriquez. Trying to stuff it down low to Dury. And Jackson steps in the passing lane.
That was really an effective double team right there to stop Enriquez.
Jackson, the push-off offensive foul. She did it right in front of the official, Megan Dahlman.
There's 2 offensive fouls called within the last couple of minutes, one against Dorsey and now against Jackson. If you're Megan Campbell, who's absolutely infuriated right now, you're going to have to calm that down.
Charles, the jumper. She's got to get going. Misfires. Brooklyn scoreless over the last 2.5 minutes. Jackson, the drive, and lays it in. A dozen for Jackson.
Great job there by Jackson to get around Enriquez and see that she had an open lane to put it up an easy layup. That's going to be something that's key for Brooklyn, the fact that Jackson is finding that lane inside and finding the mismatch. You know, she knows she can get around Enriquez. She's smaller, she's faster, she's shiftier.
Speed is definitely the difference. Another high pass out of bounds. Do you think it's the nerves?
Yeah, championship is on the line here. I think both of these teams are just trying to find a way to settle down a little bit. And it's interesting because both of these teams really thrive in transition, but the thing is, sometimes you just have to slow things down just a little bit to sort of gather yourself, you know, and find some sort of rhythm. Neither team has found the rhythm right yet.
Aaliyah McCullough off to Anna Kitch. 4.5 to play, second quarter. The jumper, too strong. Sophie Stratton to the board. Talk about the old adage, how hard it is to beat a good team 3 times in a year. Brooklyn having to do so, and now snatched away. Daniel. Amia Daniel, coast to coast and wide.
Daniel was a woman on a mission. She gets the turnover, and she would not be denied. The great strong put up there by Daniel.
Foul to Sophie Stratton, her first.
Daniel was the rookie of the year last season, and she's coming back and just continuing playing very well, averaging about 7 points per game for Brooklyn. Showing some toughness early on right now.
Had some difficulty against John Jay. Missed all 9 shots that she took. Brooklyn leads by 7. Mia Fuller matched up with Jackson, picks up her dribble. And that's exactly what Ariel Williams is in there to do, to disrupt the tie-up. Should send it down to Brooklyn. Let's take another look at the last play, in Brooklyn running down the floor.
Absolutely. You see that Drake, or Stratton rather, was just turned around and couldn't get her footing right, and Daniel just taking advantage and getting the easy basket.
And so Hunter calls a quick 30-second timeout. Look at the Brooklyn huddle, and we talk about Megan Campbell. She came over as a player. Well, one of her assistant coaches, Nicole Francomano, also played with Megan Campbell back in the day. Former player, too, is Amalia Sedaris. Rocco Solito has been there forever, and Stanley Feverine. But it's kind of cool to see a couple of Bulldogs for life.
Yeah, Bulldogs for life, and Bulldogs who are in the history books for this program, to have them come back to the program and come back to where it all started for them and help lead this team to another championship has to be really special for the Brooklyn community, the alumni, the players, the former players, to see that the excellence is being continued from within. I think that's really important.
Brooklyn held to 27% shooting from the floor in the second quarter. Hunter only at 33%. Kitch flips it up off the mark. Williams underneath, banging and scoring. Ariel Williams has come on and played with physicality and gets rewarded. Chance for one more.
She's just a freshman, but at 5'11", she has just as an imposing size, as we see here on the replay. She gets herself open, finds that putback, finds the offensive board, and puts it right back up. She was in the right position. She read that play through and through.
Williams, a freshman from Abraham Lincoln, one of the latest basketball players to come from Coney Island. Joining Lance Stevenson, Stephon Marbury, Jesus Shuttlesworth. And now Mia Fuller. Paying a three, Hunter needs it. That's off the mark. Makeda Murray, the offensive board. Gives it back to Peng. Here's Charles, a little bit of space, short on the J. And Alexa Charles, since making that first field goal, has missed her last 7 shots. And then a touch foul. The double whammy on Charles as she picks up her first.
You know, it may be a little concerning to see Charles off to such a slow start, but I actually called the game at John Jay when she scored the 31 points that she needed to become the CUNYAC all-time leading scorer, which is insane to say. She needed 31 points coming into that game. She finished with 33, and it was also another slow start. So I expect her to put it back on right now.
Off the turnover, Peng flips it to the wing. Fuller. Largest lead of the night for Brooklyn. Fuller. The drive, and she's whacked. And we'll head to the free throw line. Foul goes to Anna Kitch.
You know, you look at Mia Fuller, all eyes are usually on Alexa Charles, but Fuller has some really big shoes to fill this season. Transferred here from the College of Staten Island, and she had to replace the combo guards in Kim Lau and Aaron Cosio, but she's doing a really good job running the offense for this team. And when you have an off-ball player like Alexa Charles, who you really have to make sure that she's open and getting her shots, Mia Fuller does a really good job of creating those shot opportunities for everyone on this team.
Check that. That last foul was on Brianna Jackson. It's her second. She'll go to the bench, and Audrey Waldvogel, freshman from Glendale, Queens, comes on. Waldvogel, harassed by Charles. Now draws the double. And jump ball, will give it to the Hawks. Some tenacity from the Hawks in the midcourt.
Yeah, and Waldvogel coming onto the court, I think she got a welcome notice there. Hey, this game is very physical, so you better get ready.
It's like getting on the Autobahn. You better be in fourth gear when you enter the game. Alexa Charles. McCauley gets the assignment. Now Kitch picks her up. Batted away, and Brooklyn forces another turnover. And then a push. Makeda Murray is going to pick up her first. And Megan Campbell will go to her bench as Dior Dorsey returns, and Waldvogel goes to the bench.
Hunter really wants to be able to get some post-entry passes, but Brooklyn's defense is just so dominant. They're clamping down in the paint, and they're disrupting any opportunity to get it inside.
Charles pokes it free momentarily. Then again, Allie Drake trying to get the stop, and Fuller picks up the loose ball. Fuller stopping on a dime, bounces over to Murray, driving to the basket, and gets the deuce.
Great transition right there by Fuller to Murray.
Almost intercepted. Good defense from Fuller to step in the passing lane. And Brooklyn ball. Not a lot of room here at Baruch. Not only on the baseline, but the sideline, too. And Dorsey flips it in. Batted aside, Drake eventually gets it over to Peng, but it started with Fuller. They're not keeping the official stat of tips, but Fuller has to have at least 5 as her layup's off the mark.
Yeah, she has such a high basketball IQ. She can really read the passing lanes and see the plays before they happen.
Charles snatches it away, gets it to Fuller, and now Fuller from 3. Money! And Megan Campbell calls a timeout. Here come the Hunter Hawks with a big tray.
Excuse me, Mia Fuller stops and pops and knocks down a 3. She's making a huge statement, getting the Hawks within 3.
Take a quick timeout here at Baruch.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Here come the Hunter Hawks, trailed by as much as 9, but a big 3 in the corner from Mia Fuller cuts the lead down to 3.
Oh, Mia Fuller, she was one of the players back on the other side of the court, the fastest, and you would think she would make a drive to the paint, but she decided to just find her spot in the corner. She knocks it down.
So it's a resumption of play warning. A delay of game warning is what was called.
Resumption of play warning. Resumption of play warning on both teams.
And that was because neither team heard the first horn. And so it took them a while to get back on the floor.
Yeah, this is a really loud crowd here. The atmosphere is so electric, so it's understandable that some things get missed. And it was missed by both teams, so that really shows you that it's affecting each team equally.
I appreciate you got a veteran officiating staff. Laura Isabel, Megan Dahlman, Carlos Alvarez have been at this for a while, veteran crew. And got to keep the show going.
Yeah.
It's a 30-second timeout for a reason.
Hey, we got a championship to win tonight,
That's right.
guys. Let's go.
And D.R. Dorsey at the line. And misses the first one, a 52% free throw shooter.
She played such a pivotal role in last year's championship win over Hunter. It was a close game, 59-54, and she was the one who hit some crucial shots down the stretch to help them pull away in the end.
Dorsey knocks in the second. Akinduye bats it away.
You see Brooklyn coming back to the press right now, adding some pressure on defense.
Allie Drake hooks a pass. Charles a 3 in the corner. She's got it. It's a 1-point game.
Just a matter of time for Alexa Charles to get going from 3, to find her shot right there in the corner, to get open.
Allie Drake causes the deflection. Hunter can take the lead, and Drake loses it. Who else? D.R. Dorsey forcing the steal. And now Brooklyn can hold for the final shot, but they're not going to. Daniel flips it up, gets her own miss. Ball on the ground. Tie up. And it'll stay with Brooklyn. 15.7 seconds to go.
They probably should have held for the final shot. I'm sure they'll do that now, but you can see like the intensity here. But the great thing about Brooklyn is that they can go blow for blow with any team. So Alexa Charles gets that nice back, but they come right back with the steal to shut down that momentum.
Kitch receives the inbound, drives inside. Henriquez bats it away. And last touch by Kitch, and Hunter will take over with 12 seconds to go in the first half.
Great work down low below the basket by Henriquez. applying the pressure, getting her hands active, and getting the turnover.
Kennedy Dury. High pass to the corner. Allie Drake with 5. Lets it fly. Can't bank it in. Akinduye the rebound. And Brooklyn won't get the shot off. And what a fun first half that was as the Bulldogs, with a 1-point lead, go into the break. And Crystal, both teams really opening it up, but the defense stepping up in the second quarter.
Yeah, amazing defense by both teams. There's a reason why they're the number 1 and 2 defenses in the league. And you look at Brianna Jackson, this offense for Brooklyn goes through her. No surprise she's leading the way with 12 points. But for Hunter, they're just down by 1, and that's because their scoring is spread out across the roster. 5 points, 6 points, 4 points here by the entire starting 5. I mean, they're doing a really great job by sticking with Brooklyn in this first half.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll speak to the CUNYAC Commissioner, Dr. Kurt Patberg, here from Baruch.
We inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic serving institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Welcome back to Baruch College. It is halftime, and we have the pleasure of being joined by the CUNYAC Commissioner, Dr. Kurt Patberg. And Dr. Patberg, now a full year at the helm. I think basketball was the first title bout for you guys last year. A year in, a fantastic atmosphere. What's it been like at the helm?
Well, you introduced me as Commissioner Patberg, and I appreciate that, but I want everybody to remember that I'm acting commissioner. We're going to hand this thing off someday to once we get a few things accomplished, which I'm sure we're going to get into in this interview. But it's been a great. Listen, it's I keep telling people when I'm not in New York and I go back to where I live in Atlanta, I commute to New York, and I try to explain to people what this whole CUNYAC thing is all about. And it's hard, it's special. What these kids do to try to, I said this a year ago when you and I were talking, what these kids do to play and participate, it's in some ways you could argue that some of our student athletes, because of the some of the things they have to do to get on the court or get on the playing field, you could argue a little bit as underserved, you know, and it's great to be the people in our role that try to serve. And it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. And like tonight, I mean, this is, there'd be an awful lot of conferences in this country that are Division III that like to have this atmosphere. It's pretty special.
And that's the thing I tell everyone, especially if you're from out of town, you just got to get here. And not just the basketball and the jewel events, get to all the championships that we have out there. I think it was a pretty exciting week for the conference, announcing this week that Pratt will be joining in a couple of years. If you could talk a little bit about how that came to be.
Yeah, it's been a long process. I try to, I'm from Indiana. I'm not a farm boy, but I know enough from my parents who grew up on a farm to know. I use the analogy of growing hay. You know how they say that the wheat's not in the barn yet? Mm-hmm. Well, we've been growing the wheat. We've been building the relationships. We're trying to get this conference to be a standalone, non-CUNY conference but those first couple schools that are joining all these CUNY schools, that's a hard commitment. Mm-hmm. And you're right. Pratt was a huge step. Pratt was a hard one, though, because it's the first. It's not just the first non-CUNY school. It's the first private school. Mm-hmm. Kudos to Pratt. They were the number one. We have this thing in our business called the ticker. It's Division III has a ticker, Division II has a ticker, and it goes out to administrators and coaches that are in Division III. The Pratt announcement this week was the number one story on the D3 ticker. I'm proud of Pratt for standing up instead of saying we're going to wait till others, that they took a leadership role and saying we're going to be the first private, the first non-CUNY school, and we're going to and let us be a part of the front end of building this. That's the first wheat in the barn. We're still growing the wheat. We're still processing the wheat. There's a lot more to come, and there'll be some other wheat in the barn soon.
I'm deferring to you on all the metaphors because I'm just thinking of yeast and pasteurizing and all that stuff. All right, without getting into the specifics of the school, though, you have been talking, obviously, to other members, and I'm kind of curious, when you are talking to other members, what are you looking for in a potential institution to join the conference?
Sports sponsorship, D3, our level of competitiveness, and geography. Our schools don't have multi-million-dollar Division I budgets that can travel all over the country to play. We want to stay local, and that's our selling point to some of these institutions is you can be in this new conference and stay local. We really would love to be, if we could, be New York City and North New Jersey centric. Have everything be kind of evolve around this, one of the biggest and best cities in the world. If we can keep it like that, it's better for everybody. Saves our schools money, keeps the kids in class. That's our selling point.
And I think what's cool about this geography is you could go across different sports. A lot of those schools that are not in the CUNYAC conference play non-conference matches against CUNY schools. So there is some sort of introduction there already. How big is that to at least be familiar with potential institutions?
It is. And I think the other thing that's happening right now is, without getting into too much detail, the Pratt domino has created some other things that are gonna other dominoes will fall. Mm-hmm. I don't want to. I'm a real superstitious person, so I don't want to go too far with that because I'm gonna doom myself if I say too much here. But things are really going well. I am highly optimistic that on July 1st, 2027, this will be a 10-11 member conference that's got our 8 CUNY schools and 3, 4, or 5 others. I'm highly optimistic.
And I know that there was a huge emphasis for some of the outdoor sports as well and some of the spring sports too.
Baseball was down to 4 schools. We lost our automatic. If the right dominoes fall, we could be at 6 or 7 baseball schools and get our automatic back, and that's big for an awful lot of people. And either as a sitting commissioner for 18 years or as a consultant that's put several leagues together, this one's been challenging, but it might be the most rewarding when it's all done.
Well, now that I have you on the record, do you want to be referred to as Dr. Acting Commissioner, Dr. Commissioner, just Commissioner?
I like acting because I want people to start continuing to think about the future, and somebody else will be leading this conference once it's all put together.
Well, you got to take the first steps, and you got to get the wheat ready. And Acting Commissioner Kurt Patberg, thank you for the time. We'll take a quick break. There were some awards given out this week, too. We'll meet the Women's Basketball Conference All-Stars when we come back.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic serving institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman.
It was great to hear from Dr. Kurt Patberg, Acting Commissioner Dr. Kurt Patberg, about the All-Stars. But that's the future. Let's talk about the present. And this year, right now, we're going to look at our all-conference team. And, of course, no surprise, Alexa Charles leads the marquee.
Yeah, Alexa Charles, it's an amazing season that she's having, an amazing career that she's had for Hunter. 4 seasons here. She's the all-time leading scorer in the CUNYAC and the #1 player in all Division III this year. And then you look at Isabella Arujo, the Rookie of the Year. She won Rookie of the Year 7 times this season. This was a no-brainer. Such an amazing player. Megan Campbell, Coach of the Year. And Jennifer Metra, it was a tough season for Mega Evers, but she held them down.
Well, there's the rest of the conference. Heaven Figueroa, a fantastic career for the Lehman Lightning. And then, of course, some championship representation. And Michaela Lattimore might be one of the best bigs in the conference coming into next year.
Yeah, she's second in the conference in rebounding, one of the best that we've ever seen. And in that semifinal loss, she had 30 points and 22 rebounds. She's absolutely outstanding, and she has one more season. She's just a junior. She's the cornerstone piece for that John Jay program.
So that's the first team. Now on the second team, Dior Dorsey, Sage Finelli with Lola Adair, Emily Kennedy, and Isabella Costio-Larrier, the second leading scorer in the conference.
Lola Adair had a great sophomore season. She's the best three-point shooter in the conference. Emily Kennedy is such a well-rounded player for Lehman, and Isabella, just a great rebounder also for Baruch. She was a really key player in their success this season.
So those are the all-conference teams. Now, Crystal, I'm going to ask you to put your coach's hat on. What are the adjustments you want to see as we look into the Brooklyn huddle? The message for Megan Campbell probably was?
Well, for Megan Campbell, she has to be happy with her team's defense. Both of these teams score in the high 70s throughout the season, but we're looking at a game that might pace into the 60s tonight. So she has to be happy with their defense, but she has to find some consistency on offense. So you have Brianna Jackson that has a game-high 12 points, but they need to spread out the scoring. After Brianna Jackson, it's Dorsey with 8 points, and the other players just have 2 apiece. So she wants to spread out the scoring, get some open shots, and do a little bit better in transition and connecting on that side. And if you're a Hunter, you have to be happy as well. They're only down by 1. Hunter plays this team so tight early on, and you look at Alexa Charles, who just has 6 points, but don't be dismayed because she's used to having slow starts, and she still averages 31 points per game. So if you're Hunter, you have to find a way to get her some open looks, some easy shots to get her offense going.
Charles, 6 points, 2 of 8 shooting from the floor. As she navigates and pumps a pass over, Kennedy Dury dribbles it off her foot, and a turnover, and Hunter gives it away for the 15th time tonight. Turnovers were an issue in the first half, but also seemed in that first quarter, Brooklyn won the deflections, they won the 50-50 balls, and really did a good job inside. Here's Dior Dorsey, drive to the basket, reverse layup, and she's whacked, and she'll head to the free throw line. As Gianna Henriquez will pick up her first.
You know, if you look at the stat sheet after the half, I mean, these teams are pretty much even throughout the stat sheet. However, one category that is really important that Brooklyn is winning in is the offensive rebounding, 11-5, and getting those second chance opportunities. I mean, they're only up by 1, but that's going to be huge come down the stretch in this game.
Dior Dorsey, the tournament MVP a year ago, and said that last year was more of a revenge tour and taking care of business, unfinished business. They were able to capture that, and the program's 5th straight CUNYAC title, becoming only the 2nd program ever in conference history to win 5 titles in a row. The record is Baruch, who won 7 in a row from 2008 to 2015.
Yeah, after that championship final, Dorsey said that the season was the definition of perseverance as Charles knocks down the layup. But this season is the definition of dominance. I mean, to go undefeated in the conference for the first time since 2022.
McCullough from 3 off the mark. Deflection goes right into her hands. Second opportunity, no good. Third opportunity, and that's not going to fall, and Henriquez snatches it away from her teammate. Holly Drake, go up to Mia Fuller. The teardrop, that's pretty. She was a steward on the defensive end in the first half and trying to get her offensive game going.
And she really bookends the first half and the second half with a nice 3-pointer to end the first and a teardrop in the second.
Anna Kitch with a hard screen on Alexa Charles. And so Kitch will pick up her first, and Charles needs a moment. And so good to see Charles walk off.
She's such a tough young lady, that is, Alexa Charles. She doesn't take a play off. She's aggressive both on offense and defense, and she really prides herself on defense. Such a tough player.
Charles trying to drive inside and a blocking foul. And so that foul will go to Shaylee Casada, her first.
You know, there's something that Coach Garrett emphasized, just getting to the free throw line and getting some easy buckets in.
Enriquez, a reverse layup, and the Hawks go up by 3. What a 1-2 punch Enriquez and Charles have been for Hunter. Kitch. And Charles pokes it away.
It's really reminiscent of the regular season finale where you saw this game go back and forth. The leads were changing back and forth, but Brooklyn was able to pull out down the fourth quarter. But it just shows you how Hunter is really matching up so well with this team, both on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball.
Mia Daniel, Shaylee Casada, Dior Dorsey. Drake gets the assignment. Armbar foul. Drake will pick up the foul. Allie Drake, a junior from Buford, Georgia, came in as a freshman. Spot start, has been in the rotation, but he's been a good wing player for Hunter. Kitch from 3, rattles out. It was halfway down. Daniel can't get the follow, and Dury the rebound. Charles has it poked away. Brianna Jackson, 2 fouls in the first half. Driving to the basket, can't finish. Dorsey off the mark, collects her own miss. Brooklyn +9 on the offensive glass. Kitch gets walled off. Dorsey, the pull-up, that's good. Could only give them so many opportunities, Crystal.
Absolutely dominating the boards on the offensive side. They were just giving themselves not just second chances, but third, fourth, fifth chances to stay in the play and get the bucket.
Here's Alexa Charles. She gets fouled. And so that'll go to Amia Daniel, number 1 for Daniel.
And you see for Hunter, they are keeping Allie Drake on the court because Makeda Murray is on the bench right now with 3 fouls. And so McCurry has to be careful here. They're going to need her down the stretch, but Allie Drake is doing such a good job holding it down for the Hawks.
Fuller. To the post, Enriquez. Matched up with Quesada, reverse layup, and Enriquez puts it in.
Such a beautiful move right there by Enriquez. He's up to double digits right now with 10. Getting underneath the basket and getting the reverse layup.
He's 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. Daniel flips it up. She'll go to the free throw line. So Enriquez giveth and then taketh away. She picks up her second personal.
I think the key for Hunter is to make that first attempt difficult. Don't allow them to get off the offensive board and get that second chance, but make the first attempt, the first side attempt, the hardest ever.
Here's the former Rookie of the Year, Amia Daniel. Still in the history of the CUNY Athletic Conference, no one has ever gone back-to-back on that award. And we'll wait to see if that can happen next year.
Yeah, she had a really great season, averaging about 7 points per game this season. And she comes off the bench and puts some really good minutes for Brooklyn.
Hunter by 2. Fuller was calling for it. Charles, the hezzy, the highlight. Charles cans the jumper. Enriquez pauses the tie-up. We'll stay with Brooklyn, 24 to shoot.
What a great sequence right there by Hunter. Mia Fuller finding a way to space the floor, get Charles open, and Charles does what she does best, knocks down that mid-range, and then Enriquez seals the deal on the other side with some really good defense.
Kitch, quick hitter, bullseye. Can't leave Kitch open. She's shooting 32% from distance and cuts the lead down to 1.
And you can't count Brooklyn out because this team knows how to respond on every possession.
Kitch needed that in the worst way. She missed 8 of 9 shots from the floor in the first half. Fuller lets it go. And she banks it in. Bank still open, 7:36 on a Friday night on Lexington Avenue.
Mia Fuller just turning on the lights here in this Baruch gym.
Jackson doubled. Kinch wasn't looking. And the Hunter defense stepping up.
You can feel the intensity building for Hunter, the belief that they have that they can finally get over the hump and beat this team. I mean, when you look at these past games, they've been close. Hunter has had a shot. It's all about sustaining their momentum for a full 40 minutes.
Charles. Fuller in the driver's seat. Hunter outscoring Brooklyn 13-8 in the third quarter. Charles with 12 lets it fly. Kisses the front rim. No good, and here comes Brooklyn. Daniel the rebound. Adalua Akinduye checks in for Brooklyn as Jackson goes coast to coast.
Jackson could not be stopped by Fuller at all. She was not deterred. Nice drive to the basket.
Fuller steps out of bounds. A miscommunication, and Hunter having difficult trying to inbound. John Garrett was calling for a timeout and eventually was awarded that. Let's take the timeout as well. 4:53 to play in the third. 2-point lead for Hunter.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Midway through the third quarter, there's Alexa Charles, who some might say is the greatest player in women's basketball history in the CUNYAC, and the stats will back that up.
The stats do not lie. Over 2,600 points, and I've said this before. What's so impressive about her game is, yes, she's averaging 36 points per game, but she's also leading the nation in steals. So she really values both sides of the ball. She's not just a catch and shoot. She's not just a scorer, but she's one of the best defensive players to come out of the CUNYAC.
Trying to do something that Mia Castillo couldn't, Christina Pasaturo did, and that's win a CUNYAC championship. Brooklyn to inbound. Adalua Akinduye gets it into Anna Kitch. Brianna Jackson, Amia Daniel, and Danae McMullen on the floor for the Bulldogs as Kennedy Dury gets her hand in there.
You see right there in the play, Alexa Charles just sticking with it, sticking her hand in there, causing that disruption. She's so dangerous on defense.
Charles bumps into Jackson, and that's thrown away. Hunter ball.
Once again, back-to-back plays where she's having such a good position there, reading the play, reading the ball, and being effective on defense.
Charles. Into the post, Enriquez. Gets it off Charles, catch and shoot, that's good. Charles starting to heat up, she's got a dozen.
Yeah, she started out 2 of 8 in the first half. She's already 4 of her last 5, and this is what I said at halftime. The adjustment that Garrett needed to make was being able to open up this offense and create some shot opportunities for Hunter. You can see those plays are designed for her, right? Getting the ball inside to Enriquez. Enriquez kicking it back out to Charles, and she knocks down the mid-range.
Dury throws it into traffic. Charles makes the catch, can't convert. She'll go to the free throw line. Foul on Dorsey. That's her second. Last foul to give.
Sorry, partner. Charles only has 6 points in the first half, but she's already up to 12. She's doubled her points in 4 minutes already. It's the reason why she's the leading scorer in the nation. 31 points per game. She can get that quickly in the second half.
John Garrett was talking about how deep his team was, and they really carried Charles in the first half, kept them treading water. Obviously, Gianna Henriquez, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Mia Fuller's got 9 points. And Hunter with a 6-point lead here in the third quarter of the CUNYAC Championship. Jackson working over Charles. Can't bank it in. Kitch jostling for the position.
That was excellent defense right there by Charles. She stuck with it the entire play, denying Jackson any opportunity.
Jackson hooks a pass. Dorsey can't sink the jumper. McCalla on the floor. Foul upcoming. That's going to go to Dury. Jackson, a three, and she's got it! And the foul. And Brianna Jackson, through traffic, sinks the three.
Brianna Jackson has to be one of the toughest 5'6" players I have ever seen. That's 2 times already in this game where she's had to put up a tough three and take a foul and get a chance for a 4-point play.
To make this a 2-point game, Jackson's got it. 18 points for Brianna Jackson.
I just love her composure, stone-faced, poised. She's ready for this moment.
There's Ollie Drake. Drake looking at drive. Sophie Stratton checks in. Fuller penetrates. No good. Nice feed up ahead, and a Kitch running the floor well, and we're tied.
That's the game that Brooklyn want to get back to. Get back in defense. Get back in transition. For Mia Fuller, what a game she's having. Already up to 12 points with her third three.
5th triple of the game for Hunter. Underneath, McMullen rushed it. Stratton the rebound. Fuller and McCalla. Charles a drive. Inside, Alexa Charles misfires. Jackson coughed it up, got it back. And Brooklyn, with a huge exhale, slows it down.
That's a great decision right there by Jackson to slow down the tempo right now. 1, to catch your breath, and 2, to set up offensive play.
McCallum to McMullen, denied. Henriquez finds its way to Kitch, who lobs it in.
Great of Bonilla to fight through the brick wall that Gianna Henriquez is and still make the play.
Henriquez gets it over to Drake. Drake a three. That's no good. Rushed it. Bounces over Kitch and a foul before the shot. Second personal foul on Allie Drake. And free throws upcoming for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Murray's coming back on the court with 3 fouls, so she has to be really careful here. With Drake already with 2, that's her sub in, so she has to play some really clean, disciplined defense for the rest of the way.
Off the heel on the first one. Brooklyn 5 of 10 from the free throw line tonight. As a team, they shoot 68%. slashes the second. Full court press from Brooklyn. Enriquez throws it into traffic, finds its way over to Makeda Murray, and then she's pushed. I don't think Hunter wants Enriquez handling the rock, but she's done a good job of getting the ball across half court.
Yeah, that really shows the high IQ that she has. As 6'4", dominant post player, that's where her game is, but she also passes really well. And she reads the lanes really well. She knows how to find her open teammates. And because she's a good passer, she's also good at deflecting passes, too, when they're coming her way.
Makeda Murray sinks it. Someone who came to Hunter, same position as Alexa Charles, so she's had to play out of position, but she's handled it well.
Yeah, she's a workhorse for this team. She can handle the ball really well, as Hunter is needing that right now in the second half.
Here's Jackson. .120 and rolling, third quarter, 48-47 the lead for the Hunter Hawks. Jackson and a whistle.
Jackson goes to shoot her free throws. One interesting thing that we saw was that she was directing traffic, right? She was telling people where to go because she was trying to find that open lane. Now, it was clogged, but the good thing is that she drew the foul. So get to the free throw line. That's one tactic that Brooklyn team used to keep this game close.
Brooklyn 7 of 12 from the free throw line. Jackson putting Brooklyn on her back. 20 points in the CUNYAC final.
This offense runs through Jackson. She facilitates everything for this team, and she's stepping up in a major way in this championship game.
Sophie Stratton across the timeline. Makeda Murray. And Murray gets fouled. Whistles piling up in the third quarter. Second personal on McCullough.
John, you can see both teams are really trying to focus on backcourt defense, right? So they're trying to get the guards early, not allow any penetration and not allowing any post-entry passes. They're trying to cut things off before they can get into the front court.
Murray puts Hunter back in front, and Gianna Henriquez goes to the bench. As the freshman, Paulina Bonilla, checks in from Middle Village, went to Metropolitan Campus. Final minutes to go in the third. McCullough. Here's Jackson, and then a foul, and a moving screen. McCullough picks up her third, and Hunter takes over.
Yeah, McCullough has to be really careful here because they really need McCullough. She's such a great player for this team. And so I mentioned before the focus on the defense on the guards, but they have to be really careful.
Charles drops it off to Murray. Out of bounds, last touch by Brooklyn. Alexa Charles from three. Money. Alexa Charles stepping up in the second half. She's got 17.
That's 11 points right now in the third quarter for Alexa Charles, the nation's leading scorer. She's ready when the ball comes to her, and she knocks it down.
8-second differential between game and shot clock. Jackson, the fadeaway. That's short. And Waha Peng gets the rebound. Hawks can hold for one. Alexa Charles putting the Hunter Hawks on her back. With 4 seconds, Charles drops it off. Makeda Murray at the horn. No good, and that does it. But the Hunter Hawks outscore Brooklyn 26-21 to take a 4-point lead going to the fourth. This is the 2025-26 CUNYAC Women's Basketball Final.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter, and what a fantastic atmosphere we've got here at Baruch. And Acting Commissioner Kirk Patberg was talking about how you just have to come here and experience it, and it's just an electric atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, the championship final against the best teams in the conference all season. Number 1 and number 2 in Hunter and Brooklyn College. And you can see the excitement here. These people really care about their CUNYAC basketball, and either way, history is going to be made tonight. A dynasty will continue or a new one begins with Hunter.
Bunch of fans of all ages. They're supporting their Hawks. Well, Alexa Charles and Brianna Jackson, a classic duel. Womano y womano, if that's the right term. Makeda Murray rattles it in. Don't sleep on Murray. She's got 9 points as Hunter matches its largest lead of the night.
Makeda Murray enters the chat. She had to come off the bench with 3 fouls, and she's added some offense. A turnover there by Brooklyn.
Another moving screen, this time called against Kitch. And Megan Campbell calls a full timeout. Talk it over with her team. And we'll take it with her as well. 9:43 to go in the fourth quarter. Hunter leads by 6.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailored your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
9:43 to play in the fourth quarter. A 6-point lead for Hunter. Megan Campbell calls a timeout. And this is going to wrap up the basketball season in the CUNY Athletic Conference. But still a ton of great championships coming up on the calendar. And you got the indoor track and field at the Armory Sunday night. And then at Hunter College, the men's volleyball final. The Baruch Bearcats running roughshod through the CUNYAC. If you have a chance to go to one of the track and field events, I highly recommend it. Also, men's tennis at the Flushing Meadow Park. And then, of course, softball and baseball. Ball's put back in play, and we're ready to go. And Alexa Charles navigates the top of the key. Charles to Henriquez. Can't sink the jumper. Charles grabs the rebound. Over 3 defenders, flips it up, no good. Kitchen Henriquez a tie-up. And possession arrow pointing for the Bulldogs. Hunter outscored Brooklyn 26-21 in the third quarter, but Hunter getting it done on the interior, +4 in the paint. And doing a good job sharing the rock as well, +8 in the assist category.
Yeah, great job of sharing the ball and great shooting. What they did, the adjustment that I can tell that Garrett made is actually setting up some offensive sets for Alexa Charles. She's gotten open, 17 points, 11 just in the third quarter alone. They shot 64% in the third quarter and held Brooklyn to just 33.
Bulldogs go one and done. Here's Fuller. Charles Give and go to Henriquez. And what a high-low combination, those two tonight, as Henriquez has a dozen.
I've said it all night long. That front court, back court balance. Electra Charles to Gianna Henriquez. When she catches the ball, she's so tough to stop.
Henriquez the denial. It's her sixth block of the contest. Charles starts and stops, and will head to the free throw line. Foul goes to Anna Kitch. In a blink of an eye, Kitch has 3 personals.
Which is very dangerous if you're Brooklyn, because she's such a key player and she comes up really big in a clutch for this Brooklyn team. So she has to play clean the rest of the way because they're going to need her. This is a game that can come down to the wire. Although Hunter does lead by 12, this Brooklyn team can come back in a hurry.
Charles off on the first one. Alexa, the team's leading free throw shooter. Of course, she leads in all categories at 82%. Puts Hunter up 9. Drive inside. Dorsey can't finish. Williams, the offensive rebound and a foul.
It's a great job right there by Stratton to work on the switches and get it inside. And fortunately, it's called for the foul.
Off the mark on the first one. Ariel Williams, a 73% free throw shooter. Hits the second. Go ahead, Crystal.
I was going to say that we're seeing a lot of Williams tonight. She's not a usual starter for this team, but Becca Campbell had to find someone who could match up with Henriquez's size. And
taken away, Fuller. Matching a turnover for a turnover. And Hunter with its largest lead of the night. Henriquez with the block. She's a one-woman wrecking crew down low.
Henriquez second in the league in blocks, and you see why there. Look at her getting on the ground, fighting for the possession.
And Brooklyn all alone. Should be an easy deuce for Breonna Jackson. Henriquez flirting with a triple-double. 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 blocks.
It's great that you see a player of her size is filling up the stat sheet.
Henriquez wasn't looking, and Williams takes it away. This is where Brooklyn can get dangerous. Can't get lackadaisical against the Bulldogs. Dorsey misses inside. It's one that Dorsey wants back. Dorsey inside. And a nice finish by Amia Daniel. Daniel's got 5.
Great play call right there. Dorsey to Daniel, finding her in the cut inside.
Makeda Murray driving over Williams, and she's bumped. And so Crystal with 6:46 to go. It's the 3rd team foul against Brooklyn. Only 1 more to give. And Hunter, a team that's 8 for 12 from the free throw line. They get pretty dangerous in a hurry.
Yeah, and a team that's the best free throw shooting team in the conference at 72%. Head coach John Garrett said one of the focuses of his team is to get them to the free throw line because that's where they can wear teams down. And see right now, they are getting to the line often, sitting at 10 and 12.
Hunter outscoring Brooklyn 33-26 in the second half. Kitch was calling for it in the post. She's got Dury on her. But Daniel's going to call her own number. Offensive foul. Dury draws the charge. And Megan Campbell is going to call a timeout. Talk it over with her team. 6:29 to play in the fourth quarter. Hunter cruising to an 8-point lead in the CUNYAC final.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
6.5 to play in the fourth. Hunter with its largest lead of 8. And the defensive adjustments in the second half really telling the story here for the Hawks.
Yeah, absolutely. Great defensive play. They're getting stickier. They're getting more aggressive. They're getting their hands in the driving lanes. But more importantly, they're playing cleaner basketball than Brooklyn right now.
I don't know how clean that was. Kickball.
You know, one of the reasons why Megan Campbell called that timeout is that she said she really focuses on that. This Kitch is a little slow to get up right there in the corner, but Campbell really focuses on her team, trying to avoid mental lapses. She says her team can sometimes get lackadaisical. And here in the championship final, they have to remain locked in with just 6:24 to play. So one of the things that she's doing is she's keeping Williams, a freshman, in the game to match up with the size with Enriquez. But the unfortunate part of that is as a freshman, she can make those mistakes and get those fouls that they really don't need at this point. And so Megan Campbell's trying to get this team to lock in and not beat themselves playing some undisciplined basketball.
Kitch goes to the bench. Ball swung to the corner. Daniel a 3. No. Dorsey, the offensive board. Jackson, pump fake. McCullough and now Jackson back in the driver's seat. Jackson lets it fly. Can't connect. And Murray trying to dribble out of it. Charles. Here's Fuller. Behind the back. Down low. Charles, the catch in the hoop. What a feed from Fuller.
What court vision by Fuller to find Charles down low when they're up to 20 assists tonight. Head coach John Garrett says when they get 16 or more assists, it usually leads to a win. We're up to 10 points right now.
Aaliyah McCullough keeping Brooklyn in it. She'll go to the free throw line. As Fuller picks up her second personal.
You know, in the possession before that, we see Breonna Jackson just heave up with 3. Been on Hunter comes back, and they use their ball movement. They're so good at getting the ball around and creating those shot opportunities and getting one extra pass. And Fuller to Charles, that was a thing of beauty.
McCullough sinks the first one. First point of the night for McCullough. Missed all 6 of her shots from the field. Goes 1 of 2 from the line. Here's Fuller. Down low to Charles. Nice catch. Turnaround jumper short. And the rebound from Williams and a foul. And Enriquez called for the push. That's her third.
All right, so Hunter has now 3 players with 3 fouls right now with 5 minutes to go. Enriquez, Murray, and Jury. It'll be interesting to watch in the final 5 minutes.
Dorsey, the fall away. That's no good. Murray comes in for the rebound. 2 big rebounds over the last 2 sequences for Murray. Hunter's got to get it over. They've got 2 seconds. And that's a 10-second violation. Good swarming defense from Brooklyn.
Amazing defense, and out of the corner of my eye, I see head coach Megan Campbell loving that. That transition defense, that full court press. That's what makes this team so dangerous.
Dorsey hands it off Jackson. Jackson snaps a pass inside. Williams wasn't expecting how fast it was coming in, and a turnover. 22nd turnover for Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Brooklyn. Not playing a clean game when it comes to that side of the ball. They actually average 20 turnovers a game, so it's right on cue for them. But in a game this close, in a game of this magnitude, they have to clean it up and play more disciplined basketball tonight. Once again, Brooklyn with the full court press.
Taken by Fuller, trying to get across, and that's another 10-second violation. You know, you don't want to take the timeouts. Hunter's got 3 remaining, but now Garrett's going to have to do so and draw up something there. What are you seeing defensively from Brooklyn?
I know exactly what head coach Megan Campbell talked about in that timeout. Press. Full court press. Don't let them get across the court. Those are 2 very effective defensive pressures to force those violations on the clock.
On the other side for Hunter, how do you get out of this press?
I mean, they have to rely on some long passes. That's actually something that they did really well in the regular season finale, to get out of the transition defense or to get out of the full court press. They were heaving it down the court to try and find an open player. So I know that's a little dangerous to do in this game, but they have to find some type of a response to get it out of that full court press.
Brooklyn gets it in. McCullough. Kitch. And a Kitch waltzing to the basket and gets the hoop. Lead down to 7.
Yeah, Kitch taking advantage of the fact that Enriquez decided to come up. Gets the easy layup.
Charles trying to dribble through the press. She gets tripped. And a foul. 3 players on the deck. And the foul on Kitch.
That's number 4 for Kitch.
So decision time for Campbell. See if she summons another guard off the bench.
It's really important how Campbell plays this out, because 4 minutes is a long time, and that's a long time that Kitch will have to play and avoid fouling out.
It's also big, too, because that's the 15th foul. Therefore, Hunter's going to shoot free throws the rest of the way.
And I mentioned before, Hunter, the best free throw team in the conference. This is where they can really punish teams down the stretch.
Lead back up to 9 for Hunter. McCullough inside. She gets fouled. And that'll go to Dury, her 4th.
Well, John, that's one way to respond. Draw foul for foul, and you get to the line.
And so Ollie Drake returns for Dury. McCalla 1 for 2 from the free throw line her last trip.
She's one of those players that had to really earn her starting position this season, and head coach Megan Campbell said it was a game against national champion NYU. That was a breakout game for her, and she really showed Campbell that she could be a starting guard and she can play some impactful minutes.
Yeah, 90-48 victory. You just look at that score and say, well, what are the positives that you get out of it? Exactly that for McCalla. Put on a good piece of tape, and since then her minutes have risen. Makeda Murray trying to lead Charles, and Charles gets whacked.
See, that's the thing about doing the full court press. Is yes, it's been effective the last several plays, but if you let Charles get the ball, she's going to make a play or she's going to draw a foul. And here she is again at the free throw line.
She's just so crafty and so skilled. And even with an errant pass like that, she's able to wipe away some of the miscues.
Absolutely.
Lead back up to 10 for Hunter. Starting to get late for Brooklyn. McCalla breaking some ankles, missing the jumper. Offensive rebound, Daniel. Kitch gets it off to Daniel. Driving baseline over Henriquez. She traveled. 23rd turnover for the Bulldogs. Here's Alexa Charles into the front court. It's a foot race. Charles, the hop step, and the bucket. A legacy game for Alexa Charles as Hunter goes up 12.
And if you're watching at home, write that down as a way to get out of transition, to get out of the fast break. Long passes down the court, a wide open Alexa Charles. She connects.
Fuller gets pushed. The foul on Brianna Jackson. Her third.
The way they were able to get out of that break was surgical. I mean, finding Enriquez to Charles. A+.
So here's Mia Fuller, CUNYAC's second team All-Star a few years ago. Another All-Conference Award winner this year.
I mean, the impact she's having this season and in this game in particular, she's a player where all eyes are usually on Charles. She's the highest scorer on this team. But they haven't needed Fuller to score that many points, right? Because they can get it from Charles. But look at her tonight. She's already up to 14, 15 points.
McCalla lost the handle. And Hunter's going to take over. And you can start to see some frustration settling in for Brooklyn. And they're going to say that it was last touched by Hunter, so Brooklyn will have possession.
See frustration coming into play for Brooklyn as Hunter has really grasped the momentum in these final minutes.
Daniel. Kick out. Jackson a three. Can't get it to go. Hits off the shot clock. And Megan Campbell is going to take her last 30-second timeout. 2:50 to go in regulation. A 12-point lead for Hunter in the CUNYAC final.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
No more timeouts for Brooklyn as you look into the Hunter huddle. And I know that there was a huge core that graduated last year, but for the returners, you couldn't help but think that there was some unfinished business coming into this game, Crystal.
Absolutely, and head coach John Garrett said that this season they weren't going to focus on Brooklyn and the dynasty of Brooklyn. They were going to focus on themselves, and in doing so, playing Hunter basketball is what gets them success. And Alexa Charles playing her game is getting them some success tonight.
28 points for Alexa Charles. That three ball hits. Lead down to 11. And a turnover. In front, here's McCullough. And 5 straight points for Brooklyn. And the press coming. Henriquez doubled. And Charles, timeout Hunter. Let's take it with him as well. 2:08 to play in the fourth. Hunter leads.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
Well, Crystal, you knew that Brooklyn wouldn't go down without a fight. And their vaunted press triggering 5 straight points, still not out of the woods, trailing by 9.
Absolutely. This is deja vu to the regular season finale where Brooklyn was trailing and they used that full court pressure to get back into the game. And again, literally same thing. They scored 5 straight points.
Charles underneath, and she puts it in. A 30 spot for Alexa Charles in the CUNYAC final.
Alexa Charles is absolutely lethal when she gets out in transition. When they get out of that press, watch out. She's going to score.
Alexa Charles has every record in the book. She does not have a title, and she's a $144 away from achieving so.
So here's the good thing if you're Hunter, right? Brooklyn is applying this pressure. They're causing some turnovers, of course. But with the 11-point lead, as long as they get out of it every now and then, they score, they're on their way to winning a championship.
Charles trying to pick it up, kick ball. And Brooklyn possession.
Charles looking perplexed, but that was obviously a kick ball there by her. But she's such a smart player, she'll get it back on the next play. I mean, if you're John Garrett, you just have to live with the full court press, right? And just figure out a way to get out of it. If you can't, fine. Just wait for the next possession.
Well, you've got an 11-point lead, and your team's been hitting their free throws.
Yeah.
70% from the line of the Hunter Hawks. Jackson. Thought about hoisting. Brooklyn's got to hurry up. Kitch denied on a 3 by Henriquez, her 8th block of the day. Jackson, hop step, can't get the bucket. Dorsey's there. She banks it in. Lead down to 9, and clock continues to run. Makeda Murray, and Kitch bats it away.
And this is where Brooklyn has been able to stay in this game, is in the offensive rebounding category. They're leading that category 23-7, giving themselves that second chance opportunities.
Final minute to play in the CUNYAC final, and Brooklyn's not done yet. McCullough is going to head to the line.
Mia Fuller had no choice there but to foul to stop this game getting any closer, stop any momentum that Brooklyn is trying to get with this full court press.
They're looking to see if this is an upgrade to a flagrant foul. So Laura Isabel coming in to see the replay, as we'll pull it up for you as well. But flagrant, obviously this game getting a little bit chippy here, Crystal, and These two officials taking a look. And so that's Laura Isabel and Megan Dahlman. Taking a look at the monitor here, and
I mean, it was definitely a deliberate foul there by Mia Fuller, trying to stop the momentum as we see the replay here.
so Jackson gets the inbound pass.
Yeah, so what we're seeing is a little earlier in the play, but it would happen in transition.
Still taking a look at it and see, so Dorsey gets the jumper off. Continuing to look down, and
yeah, what we're seeing right now, or we're waiting to see in the replay, is when Brooklyn was applying that full court pressure, they caused the turnover, and Mia Fuller had no choice but to slow it down and get the foul. But was it too much? Did she?
Okay, that's the foul. A little bit further back. Perfect. Okay.
So they're taking a look here.
So you see the steal there by Daniel.
So Laura Isabel bringing in Carlos Alvarez to look at the replay again and just confirm.
So Mia Fuller gets it, the pass, and she gets stolen by Daniel. She chases her from behind here. Well, John, she gets her on her arm for sure. Now the referees are going to talk about it, but you see, John, she definitely got her on the arm. The question is, was it too much?
Right.
Or was it just a common foul?
Listening in here. So it's going to be a personal foul on Mia Fuller. No flagrant.
I think that's the right call, John. That it was a hack, and she definitely went down hard, Daniel, but definitely didn't constitute a flagrant foul.
Look at that cutie pie in the stands.
She's having fun tonight.
All right, so 54.3 seconds to go. Brooklyn needs these free throws. No timeouts remaining for the Bulldogs either, so they're going to have to foul. Hunter can control their own destiny. Collins sinks the first one.
Huge free throws here for the freshman from South Shore. Trying to keep Hunter in this one late.
Hits them both. Lead down to 7.
Brooklyn sticking with that full court press.
Well, you don't want to foul Charles, but beggars can't be choosers. Dury batted away. Coming towards us, and Jackson trying to save it, but it'll stay with Hunter. Almost took down the whole operation.
He almost took us all down over here, but that really just shows her aggressiveness and her passion and how much this game means to her, doing everything she can to get Brooklyn back in this.
Dorsey applies the foul on Fuller. Last time Hunter won was in 2018-2019. Janine Conway shooting Brooklyn out of the gym at Hunter College. And now Mia Fuller can salt this game away. Goes 1 of 2. Brooklyn's got to go. Kitch. That's thrown away. Out of bounds. Hunter ball. Shot clock turned off, and John Garrett's going to call a timeout to advance the ball. It's a full timeout. One last timeout for us here in the CUNYAC final.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
Hunter 28 seconds away from capturing the program's 10th CUNYAC title, which would tie them with CCNY for the most conference championships in league history. John Garrett, 11 years at the helm. Looking to knock off Brooklyn again and settle some unfinished business from a year ago. Gianna Henriquez to trigger it in. No timeouts remaining. Charles gets it over to Murray. And Murray will get fouled. McCullough the foul. It's her 4th.
Such incredible execution by Hunter in the final minutes of this game. What John Garrett has got his team to believe is, never mind the past. The past is well behind us. Never mind the regular season finale, which was just a week ago. They've come back into this game, and they have imposed their dominance here in the second half.
Final 20 seconds for Brooklyn. Dorsey to the corner, Kitch. Kitch with 13, driving inside and lays it in with 12 seconds to go. Zuri gets it into Charles, and she's bumped. And how apropos that Alexa Charles can shoot her team into the NCAA tournament. Another 30-point performance. 28 career 30-point performances. And the celebration will start momentarily.
You have to know this is what she was gearing for all season long. Coming up short last year in the championship final against this Brooklyn team. She knows she's the best player in this country. She wants to play for the best team in this country as well. And she's doing it tonight.
Hunter will have an opportunity to do so. The emotion for Charles. Charles off the mark, 10 seconds to go. They'll let Kitch shoot it. Can hit it. Ball tapped around. Time will expire, and that does it. The Hunter Hawks are CUNYAC champions, 77-69 the final.
Hunter doing the unthinkable, taking down the dynasty, taking down a Brooklyn team that's won 5 straight championships. Looked like they were well on their way to another championship, but Hunter had other plans. John Garrett established some belief in this team. And right there you see him, he's hugging his star player who has led the way all season, Alexa Charles, the best player in Division III in this country. The emotion that she's feeling right now, it is so hard for this Hunter team to have lost 4 games in a row to Brooklyn College and to come back when it mattered the most, the championship final. They finally got over the hump, John. This is what they've been aiming to do for an entire year.
31 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. And one of the best players, if not the best player in CUNYAC history, has a championship. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll speak to our player of the game. Hear from Baruch.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic serving institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here at Baruch, there are new CUNYAC champions for the 25-26 season. And we're joined courtside by John Garrett, the head coach of the newly minted CUNYAC champs. I know it's new, John, but what are the emotions you're feeling right now?
The seniors, they came to us right after COVID, like they were our second recruiting class after COVID, and COVID hit everybody in CUNY really hard, and they just believed in a vision that we did not prove on the floor, that we had to rebuild, because we were kind of in this situation before COVID, and then coming out, we struggled with our group, and these 4 or 5 kids came in, 3 of them for 4 years, and then 2 of them transferred in, and they believed in the vision that Lex and KD and Kata had with our previous senior class. I can't be happier for them. All the other seniors from last year, I'm getting emotional, are over there right now. And it's just as much their win as it is ours, as it is the kids on the team, because they set that foundation.
Coach, and one player that has set that foundation in a huge way is Alexa Charles. When you sat down right now, you looked at the stats and you said, she's a pretty good player, 31 points, Coach. Just to come back from last year's championship loss, And for Alexa Charles to be the one to do it and lead the way, just how proud of you of her.
I mean, she's just an unbelievable kid. She's really tight with my whole family, my wife, my kids, her. She's a superhuman, like beyond just the court stuff. Like her basketball is so good, but she's actually like a greater human somehow. So I can't be happier for her. She's self-made. All she ever cares about is winning. She doesn't care about any of the individual accolades that she gets and earns, and they're all hers. Half the time she doesn't even know she has them or what she did. It's really just all about winning for her. And this is like all she ever wanted for years and years and years. This was her vision. She talked about it every day to her teammates, incoming, recruits, everybody.
I'll put you on the spot here. Last one here. When you think about her legacy, what comes to mind?
You know, it's funny. They've been recording a video about her internally in our department, and they've been walking around all week asking us to say one word. And that's like really hard because she's so many things to so many people. And I actually joked and said, can I re-record mine today? And they said no. And I said, I want to change it to dominant. Like, I don't want to sound like that because I respect everybody in the league, and Brooklyn's so good. And she hasn't always dominated them or everybody, but she's just a dominant student athlete in both ends, student and athlete. And that's her legacy is just dominant. And she got us back to this place.
All right, well, I'm going to go let you celebrate with the team. Garrett, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Coach.
So that's John Garrett. We're going to keep it live, and we're going to speak to his dominant player and a legacy player as well as Alexa Charles. She's going to be getting a lot of hugs tonight as Alexa comes in. And Alexa, first off, congratulations on the victory. What are the emotions that are coursing through you right now?
It's really surreal. Like, I can't even believe it. I don't know if I want to cry. Like, tears of joy and everything. Like, it's just everything that I've been working for. Our team has been working for. We finally did it. And nothing but pure excitement is what I'm feeling right now.
I can't imagine the heartbreak you've been feeling over the last couple of years. When the clock hits zero, what are you thinking?
When the clock hit zero, the first thing I wanted to do was run into the ground and cry. I don't even know the bunch of emotions that I'm feeling right now, but it's just everything that we've been working for finally made it our way. It did not come easy for us. We were always the underdogs. We worked for it. I mean, kudos to Brooklyn, too. They've won for 6 years straight in a row, and we finally got our get back against them. Finally. This is a redemption for last year.
And talk about that redemption, Alexa. One of the reasons why you all were so successful is that it wasn't just all on you tonight, right? 31 points, but your supporting cast, Enriquez and Murray, both had 12, and Fuller, 15 points. Yes. It's how impressive with how your team, covered your back.
Yes. Especially in the first half, I was in my head and everything, but my teammates picked me up. They also, they took the advantage and everything for themselves and kept us in the game. They reassured me and redirected my mindset, and from that, it was just history.
And we know that you are the best player in Division III, but how good does it feel to now say that you're playing on the best team in the country?
Amazing. I couldn't have asked for anything better than this.
Well, Alexa, we're going to go let you celebrate with your team in a second. And I know that you're not one to do this, but when you think about your legacy, you've won every award out there, now a championship. You got to start thinking you might be up there, Mount Rushmore, maybe not the top in the CUNYAC.
I'm sorry, there's a lot of emotions right now. I'm just very happy. Everything that I've accomplished this season didn't come easy, like I said. I worked my ass off. I worked my butt off. Just everything is just, this moment is here, and I'm just super excited. I'm very happy that my teammates took hours. The 8 a.m.s, the early morning practices, the late night practices, the film sessions and everything, it was all worth it. All of it led to this moment, and we excelled and exceeded beyond that. And I'm extremely proud.
It's not over. You have another game. You're going to the NCAA tournament, but for now, I'll let you celebrate with your team. Alexa Charles, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Alexa.
Thank you.
Couldn't have said it any better. The emotions, obviously, for Alexa Charles and Crystal. I know that John Garrett and Alexa Charles are not going to talk about their legacy, But you have to think she might be numero uno after the performance today.
Absolutely. This performance would go down in history. She's already in the history books, all-time leading scorer, all-time leader in steals, but now she's a champion, and that supersedes everything. You want to win a championship, and she was able to do it in her final season here with Hunter and take down a dynasty and possibly start a new one with Hunter.
And while we have a moment in the action, too, obviously on the floor right now, the runners-up, the Brooklyn College Bulldogs, and, you know, they have a lot to be proud of. I know that the standard is winning conference tournaments, but they're on an incredible run, and I can't imagine that they're going anywhere soon.
You know, head coach Megan Campbell said this season was really about a lot of growth. And that's an interesting thing to say about a team that has a dynasty run, but this team has a lot of growing to do. She had to work with a lot of new pieces, and to get them back here and doing it in a way that dominated the conference undefeated is really impressive. And what she's been able to continue with this Brooklyn program, they'll be back here. They will be right back here in next year with such a great roster of players. And, you know, now we have a real battle in the CUNYAC with Brooklyn and Hunter.
They've been in the CUNYAC final in 12 of the last 13 years, and a nice send-off for the Brooklyn Bulldogs. But there is the Gary Smith Trophy, and it's heading up Lexington Avenue to 68th and Lex. And let's send it down to our PA announcer, Joe Trebuzio, for the NCAA-bound CUNYAC champion, Hunter Hawks. Crystal smiles that could light up a room, and the New York City skyline. And you know, this is a Hunter team that if they continue to defend and get the performance out of their big in Gianna Henriquez and their guards, could be a tough out.
Yeah, John Garrett did a really good job of recruiting well, getting good transfers. Mia Fuller coming into this program and having a significant impact in her first season with Hunter. And he's trying to build a legacy here, too, as the rest of the team joins the celebration. I mean, you got to be proud because it's tough to slay the dragon, right? But the Hawks came down and they took down the prey, and now they're champions.
Led by Alexa Charles, and fantastic performance, Gianna Henriquez. Let's talk a little bit about Henriquez, too, and obviously the tallest player on the court most times and the tallest player in the pile. Henriquez flirting with a triple-double, 12 points, 12 rebounds, actually a quadruple-double, 8 assists and 8 blocks.
I mean, what a way for your big girl here, 6'4", to really fill up the stat sheet. They needed that from her tonight, not just dominating the paint, but you saw her in the backcourt getting some deflections and getting some steals and really making her presence known all over the court. I mean, she's one of those transfers that I talked about. She came over from Queens College 2 seasons ago, and the impact that she's had, the way she's bought into this program and what John Garrett is trying to build here, next season, she's going to be the number one on this team.
I think everyone's trying to get in the picture now. The whole athletic department's there. And why not? And congratulations to John Garrett and the rest of the Hunter athletic department. Now tied with CCNY for the most CUNYAC titles in league history. Well, Crystal, it's always fun to call these games. And one last look for Alexa Charles. And ending her CUNYAC career on a high note.
really looking forward to seeing what this team can do in the NCAA tournament, and to see Alexa Charles shine on the biggest stage and the biggest moments. The world is going to see her now as the Hunter Hawks go dancing.
And so now the individual players will be introduced. And there's some pretty good stories here, too, for Hunter. Just exceptional student athletes. Emma Tung was the first player that was mentioned, and one of the players that really doesn't get in a lot, but works for the athletic department, really talented videographer. Kennedy Dury, who had a great game today. She runs social media for the New York Rangers. Mia Fuller, who in the fall will be joining the New York City Board of Education, going to grad school full-time, teaching K through 5. And then Alexa Charles, a job lined up with an accounting firm that should be starting in the summer. So these are players that are getting it done on and off the court.
Yeah, these ladies are booked and busy, okay? They have jobs lined up. And, you know, Alexa Charles, she does so much off the court. She's actually really good with numbers and accounting, and that's the field that she wants to go into. And she already has a job lined up for herself. And, you know, head coach John Garrett says that she's really good with stock portfolios, and she's been helping her team. And I was like, hey, she got a few minutes to help me with my stock portfolios. Just shows off the range that these players have on and off the court, and the fact that they already have opportunities lined up for themselves once they graduate just speaks to not just how much they perform well as student athletes, but what Hunter has done for them as an institution.
Well, listen, a lot of people shorted Hunter this year, but when you've got a blue chip stock like Alexa Charles, you can't go wrong. And they're going on to the NCAA tournament, and we'll keep it here at least for the presentation of the tournament MVP. But no surprise here, it'll be Alexa Charles, but we mentioned Gianna Henriquez and Mia Fuller too, having a great game. Makeda Murray down the stretch, big time rebounds. She finishes with 12 points, also has 5 boards, 2 assists in the win.
And Makeda Murray was struggling with foul trouble for the bulk of the game with 3 fouls, but when she came in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, she really lit it up, and she played her role. She knew how important this was, and to play disciplined basketball down the stretch was huge. 12 points, 6 of 8 at the free throw line. She's one of the reasons why they were able to shoot 65% from the charity stripe, and that was one of the main reasons why they were able to maintain their lead and win this championship.
Here's Madison LaSalle. Graduated from Hunter, started at CCNY. Always a fantastic basketball player and has aspirations to be a head coach someday. A really good basketball mind. And John Garrett in his 11th season winning another CUNYAC title for the Hunter Hawks. So congratulations to Hunter, and that's going to put a bow on things. And a lot of thanks to go around. Thank you to the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you to Sage Media Solutions for putting on this event and this broadcast. And for my partner, Crystal Stone, this is John Perez saying so long from Baruch College. This has been a presentation of the CUNYAC Women's Basketball Final, part of Sage Media Solutions.